tried to post her up, but she was not having it. Yeah, she's a great two-way defender for us.
With all the new faces in the cases, obviously space has been a big part of the question. How do you feel the offense has changed from that?
Way more fluid and way more space and sets oriented. But last year got me better. I know I can get certain people a shot at a certain spot now. Yeah, just totally different freedom. Sierra is going to be a floor spacer. She's also going to be a facilitator, a decision maker with the ball in her hands. She can score against size on the block. She can really stretch you out, pick and pop. She's going to put a lot of pressure on the pick and pop game, which means you have dynamic guards, putting her ball screens a lot. There's a lot of things you can do with Sierra today.
Coach, I saw the video on Instagram when Sydney got put on scholarship.
Yeah.
What does she do for this team?
Everything.
Everything.
Holy moly, yeah, she is an everything kid. She brings energy the right way every single day. You know, she lifts each kid up individually. She's grateful for everything you ever do for her, give her. She's gotten better here, so she'll hopefully continue to do that. Yeah, everything. Sydney is an everything.
How's this team playing closer as offseason continues getting closer?
Some of it is just dumb luck. They really like each other. Yeah, this is a group. We didn't have to do any sort of bonding events. We haven't done any sort of. They just spend a lot of time together. So they are just happy. Some of it's luck, honestly. They just really like one another.
Coach, you mentioned before that Trayana Crisp has this kind of old man.
Oh, man game. Yeah. Called Trace Speed. Yeah.
Yes. What can we expect to see out of her this season? How have you seen her grow?
She's kind of like an old school Sherman Douglas, which a lot of you guys don't know, and like a Magic Johnson. I mean, she can really get into bodies. She's very physical. She's an excellent facilitator. She can really shoot it. She's big and strong, so she can bully you, but then she has that trace speed where you think you're guarding her and then she blows by you. Very exciting player to watch. You guys will really, she'll be a lot of people's favorite in Carmichael for sure.
I heard her described as built like a linebacker. Is that accurate?
She is. Oh yeah, she's like a bulldog. Yeah, she is a safety. I'm sorry, she's a tight end, man. That kid is. We need her physicality. Yeah.
You're playing North Carolina and last year you started like 4 straight home games. Was that like an effort of you're playing UConn the next game, so give the kids a little bit of
in Greensboro too.
Right.
Yeah, we want to make sure that and A&T has been really good. And so if you only have to drive 45 minutes to get a really good game, we want it to be home and home for that reason. And then, yeah, we can get some away games early before you play some of these other teams. I didn't know if we were going to be home SEC Challenge, so same idea. So, yeah, strategic.
Back to Blanca. Obviously, she's tall. She brings like an intimidating presence, but what else does she do?
She's the opposite of intimidating. She's the nicest, most fun. She's very joyful. That's her superpower. She's a joyous kid. You'll see her smile the whole time while she's playing. But she's a shot blocker. She's a two-hand rebounder. She can stretch it. She's just a big target. So she's just you have to be pretty big or skilled to score over Blanca. She's gotten Maria better too. She takes away her left shoulder, and Maria's gotten a lot better, not being able to go to that point. She's the best. Blanca is a love. She's almost everybody's favorite.
Coach, one of the teammates said that Jordan was very introverted, and then the more you get to know her, the more like
Jay-Z, our shooter?
That's what they said. Kind of how have you seen her kind of grow as a person?
I would say you can't call someone who has TikTok introverted, so they're all lying to you. I think she was more reserved until she gets to know you. But she is witty, she is funny, and she has a TikTok. She's swaggy.
I say you have a TikTok.
I do. I'm very. What do they call it? I'm a influencer. Is that what they call it? Oh yeah, I'm very.
I see it all over.
The most recent one was hilarious. Yeah, I don't know where they found that clip. But yeah, we want to bring light into our program. If I can help it.
And the continuance of the Minnesota to Carolina pipeline.
Oh my God! But this one totally different. Yeah, this kid is like money. She was a over 50% three-point shooter in high school and in club for her career. The kid is money. It's just crazy. Which Alyssa's totally different. She's just like miss everything. Yeah, the two of them, it's awesome.
And how do you kind of think Layla's skill set will kind of fit in, like what kind of role she will play?
Layla can be a 3-4, so she's big and she can move. She's an elite athlete defensively. I think she has to time that she will earn is because of how she defends and rebounds, and then she makes shots. Not ready yet to be a great facilitator with the ball in her hands, but gets better at it every day. So she's kind of a 3 and D. So tight.
How do you contrast your lead guards that you expect to play 2 at a time? Much of,
Yeah.
how,
Can
how do you?
3 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're, Laney's pretty big. So Laney can slide over there too. And Renai's tough. Grace is tough. So basically, if you can't shoot, you can't play anymore. It's kind of fun. But yeah, we could play all different kind of minutes.
I was wondering in the offseason, Alyssa was kind of deciding whether or not to come back to the field. Did you hear from anybody in the W like, hey, to get to the next level, if she's going to spend her 5th year, she needs to work on ABCD?
Yeah. So we talk with the WNBA coaches pretty often about the development of our players. For her, she's a lock in the draft, right? But it's not high. Her 3-point shooting doesn't. If you're looking for a 45% 3-point shooter who's your 4, you're going to go get someone in Euro, right? If you want someone who does what Alyssa does, which a lot of these guys do, Nafisa can make threes, but that's not really a huge part of her game. She's got to be serviceable, right? And so she's really worked hard to do that. And knew that, the time that I would spend with her would get her better. And I just, talk about her layers that we've added, and she trusts our development.
I know in the past she's played like some 3-on-3 with Team USA. Do you think that's something she'll continue to do?
I think so, yeah. She kind of tabled it because of the season and wanting to use the summers to get better instead of playing. But I think once her playing career here is over, it kind of opens up a lot of different avenues. She's made some pretty good.
What kind of legacy do you think that Alyssa's kind of left behind and just hopes to find in the last year?
Alyssa's a perfect example of what a Tar Heel athlete should be. She's a true student athlete. She cares so much about the Carolina across her chest. She's not from North Carolina, but she'll call this place home now. And she's selfless, but she's tough. I think there's a humility to Carolina students and Carolina programs that's real. We've got so many national championship programs, and we don't lead with that. Right? We lead with how we're a family and how we support one another, and that's so Alyssa. She is like, when you think of a Tar Heel student athlete, Alyssa's face is there.
Yeah. Do you think she kind of sees the team as her own this year and is kind of traveling with that kind of mindset throughout the season?
Do I think what?
That she's kind of seen the team as her own this year?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we've got Kayla and her been here for 4 years, and then you've got now 5. And then you've got, Lexi and Maria have had a ton of experience too. So we've got a lot of experience, but, Alyssa is Miss Carolina for sure.
This is the wrist injury on the scooter. That's not why she redshirted was because of the knee surgery, right?
No, she redshirted because of the wrist.
What's that?
She redshirted because of the wrist.
But didn't she have?
She came in with a high school injury, but we can clean those up pretty quickly. She had just some more work to do to get fully cleared, but we're good at that. Our sport performance team is very good at that.
So if it wasn't for that, she could have played last year, even with even with the procedure she had in the off season.
Oh yeah, she would have played. Yeah.
What was it? Her right wrist, shooting wrist?
I don't even remember. So there's a giant screw, so you can see them. I don't know. I don't even know. Should we still know?
It's funny because I saw Elliot Cadeau on a scooter a couple weeks ago.
Oh really? Yeah.
So they don't have that rule.
No, I guess not. No, we're e-biking now.
Coach, just looking down your schedule, it's really exciting.
Thanks.
Like y'all played UConn last year, you played the game, you played in the Bahamas,
Yeah.
you played Kentucky, you played Florida and Charlotte. Like, you mentioned the top of the press conference, the women's game, the statements, and Coach Ariana talked about trying to grow it and showcase all those big stages. What do you see as the future of the schedule and trying to showcase these games?
Yeah. Oh, I think the best brands have to play the best brands for sure. I've been adamant about that. I'm not here for my own personal win-loss record, right? I'm here to advance and grow this brand. And how you do that is you play other big brands, right? And so I've been very consistent about that. I could schedule 13 non-conference wins pretty easily, right? But that's not how we're going to do things here. Also, we recruit kids that want to compete, right? And so they want to play against the best. But I think our game needs the good teams and the good programs to play the good programs.
I know scheduling is so hard. How do you try and go about it? And scheduling UConn as this series, is that something you guys are continuing to do, try and schedule these
100%. It's hard to find. Right? We've called a bunch of schools for their home and home next year to start. So this weekend will be over, and we're getting a lot of no's. It's hard. It is hard. Luckily, the jump man takes care of that one. Bahamas it takes care of that one, and then the SEC Challenge gets taken care of, right? But to get somebody here in the non-conference who's a Power 5 is really hard. So we just keep chipping away at it.
Why do you think it's so hard? Why do you get so
I
many
think because your conference games are so hard, and so you've got, like in our conference, right? You play 18 games, of which all of them are hard to win, and so you're trying to get into the tournament, right? And so if you have too many in the non-conference that don't go your way, you put yourself at a significant realize who they are is who they are. She's an incredible leader by example, and she's great in the locker room. She's really great. Everyone loves her. She's a connector. But in terms of being really vocal on the court, she's gotten a lot better, but that's not her superpower. So I'm glad she's going to work on it, but that's just not her superpower.
How is her work on her mid-range over the summer contributed to this new?
She's got better touch, for sure. But I want her at the rim. She's just so hard to guard now. She's more mobile. She's got both hands. She's got both shoulders. Blanca's gotten her a lot better. We didn't have any physical size to play against during the season to prepare her. Now we do. So although she can do it better now, and so we let her stretch out and shooting drills, I kind of want her right near the basket. That's where she's really dangerous.
Do you think there's anything that could be done to try and incentivize scheduling and playing bigger teams?
Enough teams will do it, like we're doing it, like we are, like I just said, our schedule this year. But it's hard, and I respect it. With these super conferences, that's what you're giving up a little bit, right? Because now there's not a lot of bad teams in your conferences anymore, and so you can't guarantee those wins. And so you're going into a conference where, of the 18 games, there's none that are just a gimme, right? So if you look at a 30-game season, 18 of them are already. None of them are gimmies, right? And so if you play 5 that are really solid, big programs in the non-conference, on the road too, you're kidding, right? Now you've got 23 of the 30, but you could lose any of them.
So the challenge is not only then trying to schedule, but trying to create a balanced schedule.
Yeah, it's very hard, for sure. Yeah, very hard. Yeah, part of it.
Those birthdays on your tattoo?
Yeah, it's my kids' birthdays, yeah. I got 3 kids, but they're twins. One of them said, "What about mine?" I'm like, "That is your birthday."
What do you see as kind of the team's goals for this year?
Good question. I haven't really asked them. I talk about winning the day. I don't really. Teams I think that think too far ahead don't do the things that take you to get there, right? So I don't get involved in all that. I just talk about every day we get better. And if you don't get better, I get crabbier, and then you got to deal with me. Those are your other options, right? And so I don't know. I haven't asked them really. All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much. Of course, we should get there any minute.